Alright, you ready to go?
Is this, but it's red. Does that mean it's muted?
No.
No, isn't that weird?
That's weird.
That's what I'm saying.
Flashing, then it's muted. If it's red, it's recording.
Oh.
Hello, and welcome to our Thanksgiving episode of Way Too Broad.
Oh my god, we just talked about this.
Sorry.
It's red when it's recording, and it's muting when it's flashing. We literally just said that, and you just interrupted her freaking beautiful intro.
I'm sorry.
It was over. So I'm Hannah. With
Oh,
me
you're not
today.
doing it.
Do you want to restart it?
We're gonna leave all that
We're gonna leave all of that.
and
I
this.
have to edit this in a day. So
I'm so sorry.
So I'm Hannah. I have my normal co-host with me, Aaron and Ben. We also have Ian. We have Lucas. We have former podcasts. We also have two new guests. Although unfortunately, there's not going to be much for you guys to say. Chloe and Dominic.
And I've already ruined your intro once.
And Molly.
Do your
Molly's here too.
Sleeves come down? Is that new feature?
Chloe.
I'm so sorry. I just noticed.
Okay.
Chloe just noticed my sleeves, so that's cool. Yeah, they flap up.
That's actually incredible.
Do you ever keep them flapped up?
Yeah, all the time. So we did record some stuff over Thanksgiving, but we didn't do as much recording as we expected to because we got really into some stuff that we're going to probably talk about next week on our full episode.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we did manage to get some good and snack-relevant conversation recorded on our first night together. So we're going to put that audio up for you after this intro. The things that we want to say about it are, number one, the audio quality is...
Awesome.
The audio quality is that of recording on a porch with like about 20 people in the house together, and people sitting various distances from the mic. So I'm going to do everything I can to make everybody audible, but I'm not going to do a lot of trying to trim out all the noises that happen. So you'll be hearing like slamming and cans opening a lot. And
slurping right now.
Yeah, slurping and pouring of drinks and
But very reminiscent of what our family is like.
yeah, it's just like the sound of brown phlegmy Thanksgiving.
That's a funny one. Oh, God.
You're also going to hear us just losing our minds over a joke you probably won't get. So, Ben, do you want to just, give a little bit of a heads up on that?
Yeah, it's going to start when you hear some hoo-yips. To get it, honestly, I think you just have to listen to the song. I think it speaks for itself. It's called Coyotes, or Coyotes, by Don Edwards. You can find it on Spotify or on YouTube.
Yeah.
And,
that kind of stuff. You'll hear that kind of stuff a lot. The slamming. Oh my goodness.
My dog's on neighborhood watch right now.
Also, I guess the other thing we should say is, we also lose our mind at one point over a very funny thing that happens where my mom says, do you know your dog is lit up? And, so, Aaron, do you want to explain about your dog's collar?
Yeah, my dog has a collar. It's a training collar, and it has a light on it, and you can control the light with a remote control. And so I had the light turned on because we're out on the porch at night, and Hannah's mom doesn't realize that that's a feature or an intention.
Yeah, so you see how that plays out. Does anybody, any of our special friends sitting with us, have anything they want to share?
Shoutouts to the internet.
The red on the mic means that it's recording, and not that it's muted.
That's good to know. Chloe wants to try some seltzer.
I want to try some seltzer.
Chloe, give us a play-by-play of that seltzer.
So when I'm touching the can, it's pretty cold to touch.
Like
Okay.
it should
I'm
be.
now taking a sip.
Okay.
Everyone sip it up.
It's very fizzy in my mouth.
Okay.
It kind of tastes like one of those icy pops that's an orange flavor.
Yep.
Okay.
If you melt it down and then you drink the liquid.
If you had 3 words to describe it.
Mandarin orange seltzer.
pick the right words.
Thank you, Chloe, for that insightful seltzer review. You can find me and Chloe on the internet with seltzerreviews.com / help me please, I'm on a porch.
Did you finish your explanation of the coyotes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think... Is there more explanation you think I should give other than listen to the classic?
No, I guess that's all. I guess that's good.
Yeah, but they gotta listen to the song.
You gotta listen to the song.
And also, like, we should probably... That wasn't the only Who Yip that's happened. You know, like, we've been doing it the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Breaking into random...
Yeah, on the way down, we played it in the car, and we all learned it. It's complicated, but we all learned it.
Yeah.
So impressive.
Ian or Molly, anything you guys want to share with our listeners?
Molly's shaking her head no.
Ian's also shaking his head no. Okay.
Great.
So enjoy the sound of our first night of Thanksgiving and our reconciliation with my father, Norbert Brown.
It's a beautiful time.
And also Ben's father.
And Lucas's. What?
And Lucas's.
Thank you for enunciating your eyes. I appreciate that a lot.
By yourself.
Are we going to sing Hamilton now?
God.
Alexander.
We should just go ahead and take care of that.
Okay, alright. You want to?
Let's do it.
Okay, so I'm recording.
Norb, we're gonna do the corner where you justify. Norb's corner.
Norb's Corner, where you yell at us for all the stuff we got wrong on Way Too Broad.
I'm not doing that now.
Why not?
You are doing it right
You're
not
doing it
doing
now.
that.
It is
You're
in fact
doing
being
it. It's
recorded
happening.
right now.
You're right. You're being recorded right now.
Well, what is it that you want me to justify? I mean, you guys get things wrong all the time.
Well, I think there are a few outstanding issues. The first most glaring. There's that we didn't read your email that I didn't know about. That's an issue.
Yeah,
And
that's
another
all.
issue.
That's all on Hannah.
Another issue is that of the allegations that you do not remember Bawakawi made.
Oh, I remember Walkaway Man vividly. I remember everything about Bawakawi Man.
Every movement of Walkaway, man.
And I love Bawakawi.
Tell me why Hannah.
Tell me why.
Tell me why Hannah.
Well, I have a theory about that.
Ain't
Now,
nothing but
Hannah
heartache.
was perfectly willing to accept the responsibility for that, and I admire her for that. It's far more than we would ever get from, let's say, our president. She was acting like she completely imagined this conversation. I don't really remember the conversation, but what I do remember is that we may have
Is
had
that
a
I often don't listen to
conversation.
Hannah when she's talking.
No.
Apparently, you don't listen to him either.
We may have had a conversation where she said that I did Broccoli Man a lot, and I don't think I did it a lot. I think I did it a few times, and she remembers it as a lot. That's where I think the discrepancy.
Walkaway man was
But
like...
Aaron was at our house, out of the total percentage of time.
I think I did it the first time then.
Oh, I don't think so at all.
Or it could have been that you had done it recently,
Perhaps.
and then it was like.
I remember you doing it a lot. Like
I
every
remember
time we
you
had
doing it
broccoli,
every time we had
Yeah.
Bawakawi.
which
I
was
don't
fairly
remember
often.
doing that much. We had broccoli a lot. We do like broccoli because we're.
I do not. You didn't work on it.
The Widow Tweez. Did it work?
The Widow Tweez? They like Widow Tweez.
I don't want to eat
How could you not like broccoli? It's like eating a little tiny tweez.
But you did turn Lucas into a vegan, so hey.
Yeah.
You can't blame me for that.
I'm just saying, he likes.
I'm a lifelong
it
broccoli
overbalanced.
advocate. It's like after all these years, I'm not sick of broccoli one bit. I still think it's like number one vegetable out there.
This
It's
one
ridiculous.
Number one best vegetable.
It's the best vegetable.
Is it better than Brussels sprouts?
Tomatoes are good too, but they are fruits.
Shut up.
Sorry to be that guy.
Potatoes, then.
So I would say Broccoli Man was a success.
Yeah, Broccoli Man was a success.
67% success rate.
Not bad.
And then there was the other thing you guys got wrong was the whole I'll allow it story. But that was the email that I wrote. And I wrote at great length and in detail about how that all happened. And Hannah decided, oh, interesting, bye. And that was the end of
I have
that.
an idea. Let's read the email.
Okay,
Right now,
all right.
right here
Hey,
now.
I know I said I wasn't going to set the scene,
By the
but
way,
we
your
are
dog is
recording.
lit up. Did you
He
know
is lit up.
That dog is lit. Okay.
How would they not know?
I know, but I've never seen it before.
Let me set the scene.
Excuse me, ma'am, your dog is glowing?
It's an alien dog.
I have the email here.
You have it?
Oh, there. Look at you.
Oh, hello.
Hang on. Before you read it, let me just tell the potential listener for whatever we do with this audio that we're sitting on Aaron and Molly's porch right now. So if you hear any like ambient noises, it's just porch noises, you know.
Coyotes around here?
That sounds like the last coyote.
It's weird because it also sounded like there were two of them.
I thought they were gone.
Yeah. So no, the lion is gone and the red wolf is gone.
The Comanches are gone.
So we're on the porch. We've been drinking copious amounts of not just Beaujolais, as predicted, all together for Thanksgiving. And in the vicinity, we have Ben's and my parents, Liz and Norbert, who we just...
What, you don't go by Norb now, ever?
You gotta stay on brand, Hannah.
You're right.
My brand is Norbert.
Liz Brown and Norbert Brown. We've got Ben, we've got Ian, we've got Lucas, who've all been on the pod before.
Nice.
We've got Aaron and Molly, who've also been on the pod before. We've got all veterans except for Mom and Dad, actually.
Well, actually, I've been on the pod before as a frequent emailer.
That's true. Number one emailer, Liz Brown, but as we've already discussed, that's a sore topic.
Look what can happen for you if you email us a lot.
Well,
So,
I did
Aaron,
not
if you're
email
gonna...
this
Do you
one.
want to do the honors?
Yeah, I have it right here.
Okay, why don't you come closer for this part? I'm just worried your singing is going to be very loud, but that's spoilers. I have it up here if you want.
Introducing the lost email of Norbert
The
Brown.
lost email of Norbert Brown.
Hi there. A friend told me about your ear snack, and I've really been enjoying it. As my subject line indicates, which is email from a total complete stranger, I'm a total complete stranger to all of you. So imagine my surprise when I realized that I was at the exact same bus stop in London where the Allow It incident occurred at the exact same time. As a matter of fact, it's been an inside joke in my family too. But here's the thing, I remember the whole thing a little differently. I was waiting at the corner with my daughter and my niece. One of my sons might have been there, but I'm pretty sure they weren't both there, as neither was my wife. We were going downtown in the late afternoon because we were heading to a ghost tour. This young bloke, let's call him Clive, good choice, started spooking around the phone booth near the bus stop. I think he may have called someone, and that call was loud and obnoxious. Clive's girlfriend, I think her name might have been Pansy or possibly Enid.
Pansy Nid.
Which are extremely related names.
Well, they're both very British.
Was trying to quiet him down, and he was having none of it. Clive was clearly intoxicated and also clearly a douchebag. As I recall, he was ugly and skinny and either shirtless or had his shirt on but open. I can't remember which, but I recall a lot of pasty white sunken chest
And a
in this
giant
whole
tattoo.
situation.
I remember a tattoo.
Oh, maybe he had a chest tattoo.
I think he had a chest tattoo.
Yeah. Enid was trying to get Clive... I guess we landed on Enid. Was trying to get Clive to listen to her and behave. And he was becoming increasingly loud and irritating. I remember some wandering out into traffic, and I also seem to remember him picking up a piece of broken off curb from the street and carrying it around somewhat threateningly, though I'm less certain of that detail. Poor Enid was a confused mess, angry, frightened, worried, and sick of the whole business. Somewhere in there, Clive's best mate, Nigel, entered the scene.
You're pretty confident on Nigel?
I think Nigel's right.
That good. Entered the scene, and he joined Enid in trying to calm Clive down. It was all to no avail, though, and Clive ultimately wandered off with his chunk of concrete and his bad attitude. At this point, I think Enid made a beeline for the payphone, where she was going to call somebody to do something about Clive. This is where the Allow It comes in. it was actually Nigel pleading with Enid to calm down and not call Clive's mother / parole officer / AA sponsor, and to just understand that old Clive was really a good egg at heart. He was asking Enid to allow Clive's bad behavior so that together they could sort him out. Anyway, that's how I remember it, assuming I was actually at the same corner at the same time, unless it's just a completely different Allow It story. Keep making that ear snack. Sincerely, Norbert Brown, total complete stranger. I think you're right. That sounds
spot on.
Yeah, it sounds spot on.
It does.
I have no complaints.
The things that
I'll allow it.
I want to say some things in my defense. I forwarded this email, despite Erin saying she had no idea. I forwarded this email to her and Ben right away, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this brings back a lot of memories." But then I wasn't sure that our listeners. I didn't know who our listeners were at that point, but now they've turned out to be mostly our family. They probably do care.
We were also trying to, at that point, keep the podcast to an hour.
Yeah,
so.
under an hour.
Yeah, well, so an email of that length would interfere with that.
We've given up.
I am a bit of a storyteller.
Yeah, that's true. That was part of it as well. Yeah, I remember seeing a lot of his chest. I remember the third party being involved.
Yeah, I remember the third party now.
Yeah, I remember Allow It. I remember. Obviously, I remember Allow It. I remember the phone booth that stuck out. I remember the walking into traffic. One thing that's interesting is Erin and I were both 18 at the time. I did not pick up on the fact that he was intoxicated.
Really?
Nope. I was like, this guy's acting so weird.
I thought he was being melodramatic.
Yeah, or something. Like, I think now it would be so obvious to me. Although I think I'm still can be slow in picking up on that
I didn't
kind of
pick
stuff.
up the Harold's, that Helga's mom and Harold was intoxicated all the time. So, it's just, I think it's just a young person thing.
Yeah, well, I will also say that you guys acted this out for me in excruciating detail.
Yeah,
The next time,
you guys
we
were on a
weren't
ghost
there.
tour and I was like 10. So
Yeah.
wasn't that
But it was
funny
the
at
same
time.
bus stop that
Then
we
the
went to.
Right.
It was
later
scary.
really added to it.
Yeah.
Tooting
But
back.
do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, tooting back, and remember? Do you remember them acting it
Yeah,
out?
yeah.
At
I
the bus
remember.
stop, right?
So almost to the point where I felt like I was there, and
Yeah.
then after we talked about it, I'm like, no, I wasn't there. But you guys, so that actually resonates with me. What you're telling me, because literally, one of you would like stand in the street, one of you would be the girlfriend, one of you would be the friend,
Yes, because we were at that bus stop every day.
and you would go, allow it.
You guys would be fucked up and shirtless.
Yeah. Okay, but so, Dad, do you feel better?
I do. I feel much better now.
Any more air we need to clear with you?
No, I think we're fine.
Okay, cool. Maybe you can start emailing again.
Yeah,
Maybe.
please.
Maybe you can let us back into your email life.
I'll consider it.
Okay.
Mom, do we need to clear the air with you?
No.
Anybody else? Molly, you're
love
not
to-
mad at me about the zombie thing? Okay,
I
great.
read a very interesting review on there that I don't know. Got the
Yeah.
airtime
Okay,
it
we could read
deserves.
that review. It's
I don't
very
know
funny.
if it got the airtime it deserves. I just hope it did. That's all
I told people to go read it.
It was a funny review. It is a funny review.
That's true. I feel like I want to drive people to read it.
All right. Well, they don't have to. They just need to know that
Narwhals
all
are real.
lives matter.
So what are we doing today?
Today, we're gonna
Sing Coyotes by Don Edwards.
Thanks for listening to our crazy family. Join us next week for a regular scheduled episode of Way Too Broad. Am I starting with my Twitter?
Sure.
My Twitter is... Oh, you can subscribe. I'll let Hannah do all that. I don't know all of that. My Twitter is @EarnBurn. You can follow my lesbian movie reviews @lesbianmoviereviews. That's all for me. No homework.
No
Be
homework.
with your family.
Yeah, enjoy your families.
My Twitter is @AnyDiscoGreg. Follow it for daily picture and videos of my cat, who is beautiful.
He's been keeping up these daily pictures, even though he's been away from his cat, which I find
I think I actually missed my
hella
first day
impressive.
while I
Oh
was
no.
here, which was I remembered at like 1 a.m. So just barely
man.
missed
You're
it.
gonna lose subs.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose many followers.
I sign up for daily pictures, not whenever you feel like it pictures.
My Twitter is @Anthropology. It's like anthropology with an H at the beginning, but anthropology like the study of people, not the store, because it ends with a Y. So,
The same way as saying Ends with a Y.
Yeah. So we'll, like Aaron said, we'll have a real full-length ep up next weekend. So we'll talk to you guys then. You, in the meantime, if you'd like to email us, Dad, for instance, if anybody...
Hey, email us. Look, the air is clear. Jump back in.
Yeah. You can reach us at waytoobroad@gmail.com. Also, you can follow us on Twitter to see when the next ep goes up at TwoBroadPod.
Goes up.
Ep goes up.
Pod of narwhals.
Did we check for a listener email for this week?
I didn't, but I usually get notifications when they come through.
Okay.
So I think we're probably in the clear.
Cool.
Oh,
See,
boy.
so if we didn't get it, it's unintentional this week.
Yeah. Yep. I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Everybody want to say bye on 3? Or 1? On 1.
Which one?
On go.
Both? Both 1 and 3? 1. Bye! 2, 3.
Bye!
Bye!
That was nice. Oh my god.
It's very loud. He doesn't like it.